opportunities from being known. These opportunity opens a lot of doors in the future for jobs. So perhaps you become good enough, or you become a top player in your college, and you can get some scholarships. This is I think it's a recent development. So I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I've heard that some people will get money for actually just playing their favorite game and being good at it. So if you yeah, that's about the extent of my knowledge on this topic, which is not very much. Nice.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Alright, so I'm assuming this is tournament. Actually, this does look like tournament. They are pretty quite serious. So it's quite unfortunate that Mackie got panic for this, but it's quite hilarious. So, I've heard that Mackie's actually won this matchup in the past against a lot of Falco. This is one of Mackie's best matchup, if not his best matchup. So I'm expecting him to pull one of his numerous upsets. He's beaten Wally, he's beaten Space Ghost, he's beaten Anvil, he's beaten a lot of Falco players. So it would be disappointing if he did not beat Space Ghost, because it's his opportunity to build a name in his best matchup. Whereas Space Ghost is just trying to not lose to this player, because he's clearly a caliber above. But this is going to be one of his more harder matchups for sure, because you can't make a single mistake. So Falco wins neutral, absolutely. But Jigglypuff, once Puff gets in, it's a different story. So Puff can apply the pressure of, if I get in, I fuck you up, and improve the neutral of her game by threatening that if you... It's how pressure works, basically. If you mess up, you die. And so I will use your fear against you to make your neutral game worse. It's how floating players like to play the game. So I've been playing quite a Jigglypuff recently, and I'm trying to understand how Jigglypuff works. And I think it's a lot about positioning and controlling your character. It's not easy to control Jigglypuff, in the sense that thick skill is quite easy, but controlling the momentum of your character around the map can be challenging, to say the very least. Keep positioning. Good job, by the way, taking the first stock. This is how you do it. If it's ever gonna happen, especially on this map, this is how it's gonna happen. Falco wants to use a lot of back airs to contest Jigglypuff's bear, because Falco can be a little more mobile on the ground. So he can move around on the ground and then jump with the back air, whereas Puff can be more mobile in the air and then do the back air from there. But since Puff has to be very precise with her momentum and movement, Falco can abuse how hard it is for Puff to position correctly. And nice rest. This was very, very good. Decent punish. I like the way I like what he was going for. There's a lot of potential in that. Next wave dash back, getting out of trouble, and now he's gonna have to. Okay, sling stalling. I'm not quite sure that's legal, but I guess we'll let it slide, because he's not abusing it too much. All right, so I think Space Ghost is trying to use lasers to makes himself safe, trying to be in a position where if I shoot this laser here, I know he can't approach me from this specific way. Whereas Mackie is trying to go for the trades a lot. He's trying to say that, alright, we can play this long-term game, but if I get my way, I'll win the... There you go, that's how you do it. One opening, you die. So that's exactly what Mackie wants. He wants to abuse the fact that Space Ghost is trying to be very patient, and he's going to use that to inflict fear and get his opening. Alright, so good back air from Space Ghost. I think that's underrated. Falco should do it more against floaties especially. Risky down air, but full hop down air, but gets away with it. You know he's applying pressure. So he's winning neutral quite a few times in a row. I like Mackie's use of Nair because it's one weight that's low risk, because Falcos are not quite expecting you to Nair a lot of the time. But if he starts to... Oh, nice rest. That's 1-1, so good job to Mackie. And so we have Lacroix or Ego or something
Ego.
like that
Ego.
joining me.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. So we're entering your expertise right now with Jigglypuff on the screen. So tell us what you think about this matchup. So this is
Mackie.
1-1 right now, so Mackie won the second one.
I play Puff once in a while. It's pretty even, honestly. I have a bit of bias because I think Puff sucks. So I think Falco, in my opinion, Falco wins just barely.
Yeah,
but it's very, very close. And when Puff gets a grab, like it should be anything.
Yeah.
But in neutral, it's pretty hard for her to get in, especially if she's not like floating above the lasers. If she's like down on the ground, it's really hard for her to do anything.
Yeah, what I've noticed is once you're grounded, you really need to make something happen to get yourself out of a bad position as Puff, because you really want to be in the air, and once Falco shoots a low laser, you need to find a way to either avoid the laser, or because even if you crouch the laser, Falco can get his pressure going, and it becomes a little difficult for Puff. So, and even wave dashing back, Falco can down air you, wave dashing in, perhaps Falco will read you. So there's a lot of reads going on to get yourself out of bad position.
Yeah, neither of them can really get in without a read. It's very, because like both of them just occupy, like Falco just occupies the ground super strong, and Puff occupies the air super strong. So like they both have their domain, and it's hard for one person to get in on the other if they're both playing well and not making tech flubs.
What's your opinion on Falco jumping? Should he be very conservative about when he likes to jump in general?
I don't think he should jump when. I don't think he should do full hops when Puff's in shield, because it's too, like, if the Puff's ready for it, it's pretty much over. Because Puff's up air will beat a Falco down air.
You have to time it very specifically. Would you say it's quite easy for Puff to deal with this strategy?
Not like it's not like easy. You have to time it kind of specifically, but like once you know how to do it, it's not hard to replicate it like almost every time. As long as the Falco doesn't like mix up the direction, because her up air will only out prioritize it on one side of her body.
So which side of the body is that?
The one where like where her hand does the wave. It's that's where the up air is.
Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so we got Space Ghost right now taking the lead. Oh, that was quite a missed opportunity.
This is not looking good. When Falco's at this percent, like anything will kill him. But like this is a time when he can do a lot of stuff, and Puff can't really rest him or anything.
I think in most matchups, it's very scary to let the Falco live, because he's one of the characters that has such a strong neutral game that you don't want to let him go back to his strong suit, because he could do so many things just from giving him a 1 second chance. Doesn't matter the percent he's at.
Mackie overcomplicated that edge guard.
What do you think he should have done instead?
Just held ledge.
Yeah.
Nothing Falco could have done.
So Space Ghost is trying to back air, but Mackie goes over it. He knows the patterns that Space Ghost is doing. Because Space Ghost has been doing that a lot, so I think Space Ghost is gonna have to mix it up a little bit. Although he's not doing quite bad at it right now.
Right now, Mackie's just trying to play, like, he's playing very explosive, but he needs to find like more neutral openings, because like I know right now, just in my opinion, he's probably like terrified of Space Ghost, even though he knows he can win it. He's like, Calvin's just blocking him out really well, and it's hard for Puff to get an opening if she's not like if he's not like reading the jumps properly, or he's not like punishing Falco's lasers. It's really hard for her to get in.
So this is the situation we're talking about. So Mackie finally gets out. He DIs the laser away, and then gets out his sticky situation. Alright, he has to get the kill right now. Oh, he fucked it up. He had to go in with that 4 there.
He read a neutral or a side B, so he tried to cover it from stage.
Oh, okay, great down there. He knew exactly where Mackie wanted to go, and he punished him for it.
Mackie needs to be a little less predictable on when he's coming back to stage. He never like extends how many jumps he does. He just kind of goes. He just kind of floats back in.
Yeah, he likes to go in, go out, go in, go out. But I think he could be a little more mixing up, like not completely going in, not completely going out, but like trying to weave in and out slowly, and like then all in, all out, and then sing in the middle a little bit. You know.
You have to keep the spacey guessing until they commit. And when they commit, that's when you can choose your option.
He's trying to bait a little too hard, and then because he's trying to bait too hard, he's compromising his positioning. So let's see, where do you think he should go? Well, Fountain of Dreams, is that a good idea?
It depends on what kind of puff you're playing, or on which kind of puff you are. I don't really like FOD that much.
Yeah, and me neither, especially not against Falco. I think it's a decent stage for puff, but Falcos can do so many tricks on this stage with the down airs, with the platform, and just a lot of laser positioning, and the platform will help him build some sort of neutral game that will be advantageous to him.
I think Mackie's mindset is that he wants to plant. Like the platforms are at this like perfect height where you can't really be lasered on them, and it's a bit under Falco full up down air range. But I don't think that's. I don't know. I think Falco benefits too much from it in his punish game.
When I like to bring Falco here as Peach, it's a lot to do with the cheese I can get going.
Smash.
And I believe Puff can do a lot of cheese here as well, but just being unpredictable. But I don't think you're gonna cheese Space Ghost. Space Ghost is a very strong player, very fundamental kind of player, and you're not gonna pull a quick one under him, especially not 4 times in a match. So maybe you'll get one, but I don't know if that's what you should be doing.
I don't know. In my opinion, Puff on this stage, it's not very good for her because like it sounds like kind of ridiculous as when you play melee. It sounds like a puffing thing, but like it's actually hard to hit the L cancel on the moving platforms because they're always changing. They're always changing their heights, and like the difference between hitting an L cancel and not hitting an L cancel is a lot bigger as Puff because she floats so slowly.
Yeah, I do believe it's quite hard to L cancel a Puff compared to other characters. I would agree with that. Alright, so that was definitively a rest when he was jabbing his shield. I don't know why he didn't go for it. I mean, he's got nothing to lose at this point anyways.
I don't think he would have died, so I think he just sort of lost his stock for that, because Falco was only at like 10%.
I didn't think about that. That's a very good point, actually. Around what percent would you say you should start resting Falco?
If you get, like, because up throw does 10% on its own, so if you're above like 15, 20, it almost always kills unless it's Streamland. And like...
This edge is quite small from the side, so perhaps you could be a little more... especially if you're close to the edge, maybe.
Not looking good for Mackie.
Yeah, no. I think this is, unless he gets something right now, Space Ghost is just going to extend his lead, do a lot of back airs, and keep center stage. He's doing. He's very good at weaving in and out, and once he's out of good position, he's very good at reclaiming it back, so he's not very scared of putting himself in a bad position. He knows he can get it back anytime he wants.
I think Mackie's not holding center stage enough ever. I just feel like he goes in on a whim.
I don't think that's a very good idea, especially with Puff.
Yeah, because like her strength is how much range you have.
And that's about it for this stock. So he's trying to think a bit, but now he's got to go in 69%. So it's not quite dead. Yeah, okay, that's good. He gets one. Let's make it doable again.
This is definitely doable. Well, it's always doable in Puff speeds. He's just like
you need a back throw or something.
Get an up throw, it'll be over.
Yeah.
And you can rest for a lot longer. Yeah.
Alright, so that's good. But let's see what this is a great stage for rest punishes.
That's not.
Yeah, no, he didn't get it. Alright, so I might have spoken too soon.
Calvin in his head, he's like ripped.
Yeah. Oh, he's scared right now. I think he knows he's got to close it out right now or it's going to be a 5th game. He doesn't want to risk it.
No. I don't think he's... Calvin's playing with a... Playing very respectably right now, yeah.
Great forward smash. He read that he wanted to be on the ground, and he capitalized. Because Puff has to land eventually, so if you get one good read on when she's going to go on the ground, then that's when you can get your kills a lot of the times. Especially with a character that has such